Ladies and gentlemen, another week, Eagles Elite Podcast. And guess what? Another dub for your Philadelphia Eagles and my Philadelphia Eagles, our Philadelphia Eagles. Ravens was going to be a tough test. We stood up to the test. Y'all know we got to talk about that. We at that point of the season, y'all playoff clinching scenarios is coming. We got to start talking about the playoffs, clinching scenarios. We also going to do a little conversation about something that's very intriguing and interesting. And that's, are the Eagles Super Bowl favorites? And if so, what can derail the team from reaching our penultimate destination? I mean, y'all know what it is. Bring the squad in. We just gonna, we're gonna slide in a little different this week. We're gonna slide in Diva. Diva, what up?
What it do, y'all? Ready to talk about this week. That was a big win for us. A lot of people thought we wasn't going to win that game, including my brother. And I was like, bro, we got this. Bro.
I didn't say we were gonna win, but I was shaky. I was like, this is a game we could lose.
This is, we could lose, bro. We're not gonna lose. We got this, man. I was trying to talk him. I was trying to uptalk him. He still was a little shaky, but we proved that I was right, that we had this. Let's go.
I'll never bet against my boys, but sometimes I be doubting if we're gonna come through. And I was doubting if we were gonna come through last week. And I admit that. It's all good. What up, White?
What's going on, everybody? Win streak continues, as everybody knows. We are on the lion's tail with a big game come Thursday night for them fools. So who knows? They catch them slipping. Come Sunday, we might be in that first place.
Shoot, they almost slipped.
They should have slipped a couple of times. Mm-hmm. They out here living life like the Chiefs right now.
But they banged up though. Like they super banged up for real.
It's all good though. And back in the building again. Key, what up, Key? Key with the green light over there.
No, you know my camera over to her. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't say that word. It's slow and it's color blind, and I don't got my lamp on today, so it's just gonna have to rock out.
She said it's colorblind.
I can't say that word colorblind. Hey.
Yeah, one day it look green, one day it look blue. I don't got my little lamp at the top, so we're just gonna rock with.
Hey, it is what it is.
All right, so a couple comments, and we're gonna get into it. Philly said, "What's going on, Eagles family? What's going on, Philly?
What's up, Philly?
Benny says 8-game winning streak. Let's go Birds. Benny says, I told y'all what would be the key to beating the Ravens. I'm gonna say this, Benny. You did say a little bit of what would be the key, but you was doing a little roundabout talking too. You know what I'm saying? There's a little roundabout there too. I'm just saying, like, you was doing a little roundabout. But I think within there you did say defense, which I mean, we didn't disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? But yes, you did say in your own special bidding doing way, you did say that defense and running the game, running the ball would be keys, and I mean that was accurate. All right, y'all. So we gonna get into things, but before we do, we gonna get right. Just a little extra super deuce boost. Let's go.
The kick is away, and the kick it's good! And the Eagles win!
It's hard to come to South Philadelphia and leave here with the win. You just don't come to Philadelphia and leave here with the win.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin!
I want to say the little picture in there, me and Wyatt, bro, we look like we 12, real talk.
Yeah.
Only been like 2 years
12
now.
and 15, bro. And that was only a couple of years ago.
It's insane.
Crazy work, it's crazy work. But good people, And y'all know what we start off here every week. The good thing about Eagles Elite, we like to keep some structure so that way you know what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and dig into everything, and we're gonna start off what we always start off. Bam, we got to hit them updates. Wyatt, what you got for the squad?
Yeah, a lot of roster moves here. They ended up putting tight end CJ Uzoma onto the active roster because one of our other tight ends ended up getting a season-ending injury in practice. Ben Van Summeren, LB, sorry, not tight end. He ended up having a season-ending knee injury during practice. Apparently, from what I've read, he was playing like the Derrick Henry role during practice, and then something happened. But he's ended up on IR now. And for a lot of those who've been following along, Ben Van Summeren not only is a linebacker, but he's been playing fullback for the squad. We've been using a fullback here this season, so much so they actually ended up going out and getting one, so we didn't have to use any of our backup tight ends or anybody else on the squad. And that's where we ended up signing Kerry Blasingame. I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name. Who he was with. Yeah, exactly. And he was with the Titans, Bears, and the Vikings. He's going to be on the practice squad, but it's expected that he's going to be elevated at some point. And we also ended up waiving Paris Campbell, who we ended up elevating as well because Smitty didn't play in this game, and it's looking like he's going to be back here coming this week.
Things a little early from the hammy. Diva, I know you feel the same way. I'd rather be cautious with a hamstring because we don't want this to flare back up in 2 or 3 weeks. But
he can come back to the Pittsburgh game. He'll be all right.
I mean, really.
That's the one we would need him in.
Right.
That would definitely be more of a game where I would say we need Smitty for this one. Maybe they just want to get him a little work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's going to give him a pitch count.
Maybe
Maybe
it wasn't as bad as what AJ's was towards the beginning of the year because they had him like running on the sidelines and stuff before the Ravens game. Maybe he was just feeling some tightness or something.
They did.
So I don't know. Maybe he was ready to go, and they just maybe wanted to give it one more week.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, his hammies ain't got no cushion. He's
no,
that's true.
We ain't trying to have no.
Yeah,
we ain't trying to have no. What's that boy over there in Dallas? His was off the bone. No, we don't need that now.
Oh, Dak.
Yeah,
he ain't that important. I can't remember his last name. Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah, so I mean, sit Smitty this week and might as well sit Slay with him because he's probably gonna get hurt in the first couple plays anyway. So.
We about to call Slay Mr. Glass.
Listen, keep that boy on the bench.
Call him long. You call him long in the tooth.
Keep him with Ballberry, who we know ain't coming back this season.
We haven't heard any word on Ballberry since before the season started.
No, they just gave him a fake injury so they could wait for that dead cat to pass. Yeah,
dude just chilling on IR.
Mm-hmm. Dude don't even fly. He don't even fly with the team. That's how you know.
Yeah, dude don't even come into the facility.
Super Bowl, he get a ring still.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, more power to you. Because your show ain't gonna help us get one, so might as well sit out there and get one for the free.
Let's get one right. What he doing right now?
Right.
That's the most help he could give us right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just don't put Maddox out there, please.
Please.
Listen, that's the only one I want you to get off the field. I don't want to see that guy on my team. I didn't want him to be re-signed.
Yo, the crazy part is he used to be clutch.
That man is glass, and he old now.
Well, the thing is, he still
could happen when he's on the field.
But it ain't gonna be but 1 or 2 plays a game, and you don't know when them 1 or 2 plays is. And the rest of the time,
then he'll get a flag or a penalty. No, what are you doing? We was off the field, Maddox. Why are you on the field? Like, I was so mad.
Right. I'm sitting there, and they called a penalty, and they said, penalty on Devontae Maddox. I'm like, let me clean it up. Why in the fudge was this man on the freaking field?
I said the same thing. I'm like, why is he on there? Why is he on my TV?
Why is he on my team? You let the man go in the offseason, and then you go back and re-sign him. Like, why is the man even on my team, man? You should have left him where he was at.
Right. I'm sure there's other prospects you could have brought in and
it sure was
trained or something.
Dude, I would have kept McPherson over him.
This is what I was trying to say in the chat when me and Cool was going back and forth about it. Like, I didn't want that. I told you.
But at the time, but at the time, he hadn't played like this yet. So unless you could tell me you Nigradamu and you could see the future, he hadn't played like this at that time.
Well, nigga, evidently I did because he showed.
I'm just saying, you should have told me. Unless you was Nigradamu and you see the future, you say, hey, I see the future. He's not gonna be good this year. You tell me that's one thing. But based on what he had been doing, he'd have been all right until he should have been all right until well, actually, he wasn't supposed to be playing anyway. He was always supposed to be a backup because was supposed to be in the slot.
Yeah, I expected him to be like a decent veteran, like backup / role player, but
yeah, he was only supposed to. He never was supposed to start. He only started because Isaiah Rodgers broke his hand. So if he wouldn't have been a starter, they keep putting him in for plays. They keep putting him in for plays. I'm completely on the Avonte Maddox has fell off. I thought he would be good in spots this year. The only spots he's good in is the one where he's sitting on the side helping the young guys. That's the spot that he's good in for the Philadelphia Eagles this year.
Shoot, even the young boy McCollum came in and broke up a play.
People don't even know who that dude is. They was like, who is that? We don't know, but he did what he's supposed to do.
He was productive, right?
Not Avonte Maddox. The anti-Maddox. That's what we call him, the anti-Maddox. It's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Avonte, I'm disappointed in what I've seen from you this season. Even in limited roles, you haven't been good. And that's unacceptable. Straight up, it's unacceptable. The standard of being a Philadelphia Eagle, you're not meeting. Real talk. You're not.
Bro, you get burned.
You out there looking like what's our boy from last year that we never want to see on the field? At cornerback.
Job.
His name right there. Job.
Josh Job.
Josh Job. He the Josh Job of 2024. Is he not though? Is he not? Every year, we gotta have one of them dudes in the defensive backfield is just bad. It's like one of the things we do is like, we gotta have one dude that's bad that we give some reps to. And that role has definitely been taken by Avonte Maddox. Congratulations.
We can bring Eli Ricks up and have him sit. How about that?
Eli Ricks is better. Yeah, I like Ricks and Rodgers in they rotation when is out, because Ricks will go in there and hit you. Only thing about Ricks is I'd be scared to put him out there too many plays because he can hurt himself. Because he be out there trying to hit people like he a daggone defensive lineman. I'm like, bruh, I feel the hits, but don't hurt yourself.
Keely Ringo do too.
It remind me of Shiloh Sanders. He out there hitting everything for Colorado.
We got to remember to put things in perspective. Shiloh Sanders is the same age as Bo Nix.
Right.
So these men are in their mid-20s. So at 24, 25, you should be running over boys in college. You should be. If you're not, there's a whole different problem to talk about there. And there's some indoor football you should be expecting to play and not no outdoor football, especially not no NFL football. If at 25, you can't dominate 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 18, 19-year-olds. I'm just saying. I got nothing but love for the Sanders clan, but the truth is the truth. Just like Bo Nix. These are grown men. But before I digress too much, any more updates, Wyatt? Well,
just one more, because they ended up the NFC Players of the Week. We have Braden Mann, a Special Teams Player of the Week for the NFC, our punter. The overlooked aspect of the squad. Not a lot of people talk about the punters, but he was pinning them deep in this Ravens game.
He did a good job. This was a good team effort this week, and we're gonna head on into it because I know Key. We're gonna let Key go first because Key's been excited. Key's got somebody.
Yeah, because ain't nobody taking my person,
and she don't want nobody to take her little person.
No, because I know nobody would have thought of this person, and Wyatt just said it. Braden Mann, because he did he had some very clutch punts, punting them deep I think he had like 2 inside the 5. I think he maybe had like 6 inside the 10, but he was booting them things. And Lamar and the Ravens was starting at their own 5. So shout out to Man. He's very underrated at times. All the special teamers are underrated at times. When they do something good, it's good that the NFL shots them out for the week. Braden Man definitely deserves it. So I'm going to put him as an elite performer of the game.
All right, Wyatt, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Nolan Smith. This kid, man, like we didn't know what he was gonna be going into the season and everything, and it seems like he's really coming into his own like type of player. He just seems like he's getting a sack each week at this point. I mean, it's I can't wait to see how he goes throughout the rest of the season and also through his career. Hopefully, he continues to grow.
I told y'all about Nolan Smith. I told y'all. Not y'all.
Everybody ready to write him off.
We said that they didn't want to put him in. They didn't want to play the boy.
Not y'all on the panel. We was with Nolan. I'm talking about the people watching. You know what I'm saying? Diva, who you got?
My boy, J.D. Davis. My boy. They started to show up, boy. He had Lamar scared out there. You hear me? Lamar ain't want to run no more. You hear me? My boy is showing up and showing out.
So there's a lot of ways to go. I'm gonna give a shout out to Zach Bond because like every week he should just be somebody's player of the week.
Yeah.
So Zach Bond off from the gate, but that's too easy. I'm gonna go with Jalen Carter.
Oh man.
And you know why I'm gonna go with Jalen Carter? Because this man was playing, this man was balling, and they was holding this man like he had slaves, like he was a slave in chains.
That boy.
And he was still getting it done.
Yeah.
That man is a manimal. That ain't no man, that's a manimal. And shout out. And everybody wanted to write out Jalen Carter after a year or two. What you think about him now? What you think about him now?
Hey, man,
no trouble off the field. No trouble off the field. But he's a whole lot of trouble on the field. What you think about that?
I also got to give a shout out to my boy CJ GJ because he went over there and got in everybody's tail after that first, I think it was first few plays. My boy went over there and got in everybody's tail and they got it together. Shout out to CJ GJ.
And then at the end of the game, he was like, ain't the eagle America's bird? I was cracking up.
America's favorite bird. He was like, Eagles,
an eagle.
And he got the top smack talker award.
I saw that, yeah.
Well, without Brandon Graham there, he's definitely the guy.
Yeah, they said he's the most yapper. Oh, they said Fred Johnson be yapping too. So what Fred be over there talking about?
I can see that.
Yeah, Fred said I play all over him. You know what I'm saying? I don't went to Stoutland.
Like, come on, man, you need to chill a little bit with that trash
talk.
talk.
Yeah, he went to Stoutland University. So I'm that man.
Yeah, once you go to Stout U, you know what I'm saying? You feel good about yourself. All right, y'all. Flipping it up. Weakest link. We'll go reverse. Diva, you first.
Devontae Maddox.
Why? Who you got? Hey, you don't need to explain that. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Keely Ringo, making a lot of bonehead plays out there during this one. Running into the punter, he had a couple flags at some point. Just not looking great.
He smacked old boy out of bounds. He smacked him out of bounds. Like, what?
Yeah, like, dude, you can't be doing this. Come on now.
Who you got?
The refs for not wearing knees on Sunday. How you blatantly not see all them holding calls? So the refs again was the weakest link in this game.
They had some purple tinted glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, they out there
past couple weeks.
They out there with their Chiefs uniform on, bro. You hear me? The refs has been the chief refs all season long for the Eagles.
And I'm gonna go with Nick Sirianni. Those plays that are being scripted, they still ain't it. They ain't it. And I'm not saying that he's completely in charge of that, but he definitely has to say something. And that, I mean, we can complain and say, "Oh, they hurt us because we can't get off to a good start." I'll take 3 quarters of really good offensive play and 1 quarter of why we doing this, and that quarter being the first, before I'll take 3 good quarters or a good half, right? Because The fourth quarter, we get it done. Second half, we get it done. Second quarter, we get it done. Cool. Would I like to get it done the first as well? Yes. But again, 13 weeks into the season now? 12 games? We already know what team we got. They're not going to perform in the first quarter. The first quarter, if we get a field goal or a touchdown, we just got to be happy with that. You know what I'm saying? But I do think part of that, at least, we have to lay at the feet of Mickey Tight Pants.
Jalen Hurts can take some of that because, boy, if you don't stop rolling backwards in that dang on pocket, I'm going to have a heart attack. Somebody needs to teach that boy how to maneuver in the pocket. Like, you go left, you go right, you go front, but you don't roll 10 yards backwards, dude. Why do you keep doing that?
And then he want to hold on to the ball and take a sack 10 yards back. And then it's 1st and 30.
Like, he need to go work with Lamar because Lamar know how to work that pocket. He does. Like, he knows how to go left, right, up. Like, he knows how to work the pocket. Somebody please work with Jalen on that pocket, man. Bruh, you can't keep
Mike Vick.
Somebody.
You need to go call Mike Vick.
Well, Mike Vick ain't even going to be in the pocket. My man's out.
He's already out.
He's
Mike
the ball.
move, though. Mike move. Mike ain't going to sit there and run 10 yards backwards.
Listen, Mike gone.
Mike going to be like left, right, do it, and that's it.
Oh yeah,
you'll see that.
Let me see do it.
Mike gone. Next time you look back, he's halfway down the field. Mike be out. Mike don't play that.
Yeah.
He's sure not gonna sit in the pocket.
Don't got to. You'll definitely talk about one Mr. Jalen Alexander Hurts and his play. We will definitely discuss that. We do have a comment in the chat. E Money in the building. E Money says, "Go Birds, go Birds." E Money, appreciate you.
What's up, E Money? Go Birds.
Hopping in with us. So we normally take a commercial break here, but we're gonna do limited commercial breaks today because we got a lot to talk about, right? So we're gonna go ahead into the next thing. So review week 13, Ravens, Eagles. I'll start this one. So I'm gonna talk about some of the things I saw that we can improve on, right? Because there's several things that we did well, and I'm sure my good co-host here will discuss those things. But I'm gonna talk about some of the things that we need to be better at to see the ultimate goal in relation to week 13, and of course, patterns. Jalen Hurts. I don't need a huge performance, but we need you to be efficient when you are called upon to make plays. You're not asked to throw the ball 30, 35 times now, right? You're not asked to throw the ball 35, 40 times a game. You're throwing the ball like 20, 25 times a game for the most part. Maybe up a little bit, maybe down, but it's about the average. In those plays, we can't have you running backwards, like people said. We can't have you taking sacks. Throw the ball away, get out of the pocket. You have legs, run. Right? I don't want to see you doing 4, 5, 6 tush pushes a game, but I'm okay with you doing a couple in critical situations where we need to get the first. Like we get to a 4th down, we want to run the tush push. Cool. We don't need a tush push on 3rd down. If we can't get a yard running the ball with Saquon Barkley on 3rd down, or we can't do a little quick pass and get a yard or two, we got some other problems that we need to work on. Play calling. At times it looks really good, or it works out and looks good. At times it's not good. I mean, I've been saying this for years, and I'm gonna keep singing the same song. Jalen Alexander Hurts. It is okay to audible into a play that you feel is going to be good, not to just audible for the sake of audibling to say you audibling, but to actually audible into something you think is going to be a good play. You still have to trust people outside of AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. When Goddard's not playing Grant Calcaterra and when he's playing Goddard, and of course Saquon, you got to spread the ball around and get these guys the ball. You got to look at a guy that's open and say, "I'm giving you the ball. If you don't make the play, then I'm going to the coaches and be like, we need to get somebody to make the play." You know, that's one of the reasons we no longer have Paris Campbell is because Jalen Hurts wasn't throwing the ball. When he did get opportunities, Jalen Hurts won't throw him the ball. If the quarterback don't throw you the ball, we don't need you. So Jalen, I need you to be better at that aspect of your game as well. Offensive line, offensive players. Don't get into the habit of watching AJ and Saquon. I see a little bit of that when I'm going back and I'm watching like the alternate 22, and you look at the plays from different angles. Sometimes you see some of the other guys, they may not hit as hard on offense because they're kind of Saquon gonna run this. So let's block for Saquon, and then he gonna carry us. Saquon gonna find a way to close things out for us. Now you be the closer. It's not gonna be able to be Saquon all the time. So we need everybody to realize, yo, I'm just as important to this team as the stars. Because there's gonna be times where they're gonna be covered, and I'm gonna have to make the play. And when your number's called, you got to make the play. And you got to have the opportunity, but you got to show the quarterback, and you got to show the OC, and you got to show everybody else that you can get it done when time needs to get it done. Defense, y'all just got to stay healthy. Really, like y'all just got to stay healthy. Like no Blankenship this week, probably because he's in the concussion protocol, and we know that takes 10 plus days. And this game is 7 days from other games, so I don't see how he's going to be back. I think we're deep enough, and Vic Fangio can handle it with that. But just try to stay healthy, guys. I mean, it's a violent sport y'all out there playing, so you can't 100% stay healthy, but just do your best to be healthy. And offense execute, because you can't always wait for 1 or 2 guys to make the plays, and you can't always feel like we can get behind and come back, because it doesn't always work. Diva, what you got?
I'm just gonna piggyback off of what you said. Like I think I said in the chat, there was no creative plays. Like in the first quarter, there were no creative plays. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just going with whatever. And you got to start getting creative and making creative plays for certain players. Yeah, I mean, all Paris Campbell and Dotson was doing was blocking for Saquon, because Saquon said that. You know what I'm saying? Like your wide receivers shouldn't be doing all that blocking. The only person you throw into is AJ when you have 2 other receivers out there. So yeah, like you definitely got to start looking to spread the ball more. Like Jalen, when he get comfortable with somebody, he been like that. When he get comfortable, he's comfortable, and he doesn't want to go to anybody else. And so you're actually putting those players at risk of injury, because they're gonna know that's who you're gonna go through. Those are your targets. That's who you're gonna throw to. So we got to do better. Of course, the coaching has to do better as far as creating these plays for them. I know Jalen said he'd be asking questions, trying to figure out what we're doing. Cool. But if you're not getting the answers, my boy, you smart. You go out there and you figure it out. You're the one looking at the defense. So you have to take what they're giving you. And if it's not a play that you feel like they've called from the coaches, then you need to go out there and create some plays, my boy. And stop running backwards, please. Like I'm gonna have a heart attack if you keep running backwards, like I am. Defense, I need for y'all to tackle all game. Now that first couple of minutes, I don't know what y'all was out there doing, because you wasn't tackling, but you figured it out. CJ, y'all went over there and he set everybody down. He got to talking, and y'all got to tackling, and you got to hitting, and that's what we like to see. Defense is really what, of course, carried us through, because offense wasn't able to capitalize on much of nothing for the first quarter, of course. But we can't keep doing that, because when you get in playoff games, you can't keep waiting for your defense to keep holding. Like, thank God we got a good defense that we have, and they're able to hold us down until we can start actually getting in a good rotation and figuring things out. But what I don't understand is, if Saquon had 12 yards the first, why would you throw it the second? Like, why don't you just run with him again? I think it was like 2nd and 6 or something like that. We got the first down. I think it was like 2nd and 6. And then you decide to throw it, and then I don't know what Jalen was looking at. So, like, you got to be more smarter when it comes to that. Vic Fangio has done amazing work with these guys. That's something I've always said. You have to have a coach that knows the players' abilities and know where to put them and when to put them. And he's been really good at developing these players. These players have really bought into his system and really understand what he wants them to do. And therefore, it's relaying on the field. Like, everybody's playing as a team as far as the defense on the field. Everybody is where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's just been amazing to see this kind of D. This D is better than Gannon's D. His D was all right. At times, he didn't know what he was doing, but his D was all right. But this D is amazing.
Right.
And this is what we Philadelphia Eagles are used to. The hits, like that Cooper DeJean hit on King Henry, that basically stopped the game right there. For us to hold King Henry the way we did was amazing, because in the past, 7-8 games, we have not allowed many passing yards at all, many rushing yards either. And to hold a big dude like that was amazing. And Zach Bond has just been clutch. Man has the top sacks of the team. Has been amazing. So overall good game after we finally got together on offense, defense. You know, they had a couple of minutes where they wasn't really tackling. They didn't know what they was doing, but they got together. Just we got to play cohesively on each side of the ball and not wait for the offense to get together and figure it out.
Wyatt?
Yeah, I don't have too many notes as far as like the defense goes because it seems like Vic Fangio just knows what he's doing at this point. He knows how to put the guys in the best position to succeed. He's adjusting as the game's going on, so I don't have too many issues or notes as far as the defense because it's just business as usual for them week in and week out at this point. The offense, though, it seems like they went into this game going along with the narrative that the Ravens have one of the better run defenses in the league. So they decided to try to pass more. Like Diva said, I think it was the first play of the game for the Eagles. Saquon had like the 12-yard rush, and then they just did two more passing or three more passing plays. And it just seemed like if you're going to come out and try to throw on this defense, because the Ravens don't have that great of a passing defense in the secondary, why aren't you being more creative or doing more things? Like, it seems like they're running a lot of the same stuff we've been seeing a lot recently. Either they're going for these deep shots or they're going for these little like curl routes or, going outside. They're not utilizing the middle of the field enough. They're not utilizing a lot of these like little, slant routes or, these quick plays, which would benefit this offense greatly. Like if you have like these little slant routes, I mean, the only one really throwing it to is AJ Brown. If you do a slant route, you're not utilizing the strength of like Jahan Dotson. It doesn't seem like they're scheming to these players. Like I mentioned with Vic Fangio, he knows how to utilize all these guys on defense. He knows what they're good at. And it doesn't seem like they're doing that as far as the offense, unless you're AJ or Saquon or Smitty. Like because Smitty's not out there, it doesn't even seem like they're trying to help Jahan Dotson succeed at any point or any of these other guys. We haven't even seen like Aniyah Smith or anybody because Johnny Wilson was out. We haven't even seen him. Paris Campbell didn't get any.
Smith is the Miami Dolphins, no, sir.
Yeah, he gone now.
Oh, see, I didn't even see that. So
we released him last week before last.
They put him on.
I missed that. That wasn't on my radar.
The practice squad, and they poached him off the practice squad. Miami did.
Gotcha. So I mean, Paris Campbell didn't get any. Jahan Dotson only had that one catch for like 7 yards, but that's the point. They're not doing anything to kind of help these guys succeed. Like they're not going to be able to play exactly how Smitty played. So you're going to have to kind of scheme them open in certain ways. Goddard only had 3 catches. I understand he got hurt. That was in like the fourth quarter, I believe, end of the third, fourth quarter. You could have had him rolling a little bit more. It just seems like as far as the passing offense it's growing a little bit predictable. Cause I mean, a lot of these plays, they're waiting too long. Jalen's holding on to the ball, like we've all said. And that's because nobody's getting open. And it seems like there's only 1 or 2 guys that he's looking for. And then he's either holds on to the ball too long or he decides to run at that point, if he decides to run. It just doesn't seem like they're doing much as far as creativity, or they're not diving deep into the playbook. If that's the case, like I understand your identity is a run first team now at this point. You want to utilize Saquon, but there's going to be parts of these games, as we've seen in like these first halves, they're trying to contain Saquon as much as possible. And if you're only going to AJ for a lot of these plays, it's going to be a little easier for them to contain him. So what are you going to do elsewhere? And that's where the issues are going. Like you don't really have anybody schemed open. Jalen's not really comfortable throwing anybody else because he's not doing this on a regular basis. I just think it could lead to bigger problems unless you start, kind of implementing new stuff into this offense. Because, I mean, we've seen it with the red zone specifically, how we've always kind of fumble and falter once we get into the red zone, unless it's very short or they're making a huge play from outside of the red zone, like a deep bomb pass or something. I don't know. I don't know if it's Kellen Moore's offense. I don't know if it's Nick Sirianni has to do with it, because I know he always tries to go for these big plays. We saw that a lot last year. And it seems like that's where a lot of these kind of, I wouldn't say schemes, but a lot of these plays, they kind of look the same. Obviously, I don't have the all 22. I don't have the different angles. So I don't know if it's just Jalen not seeing guys getting open or else they're just not getting open in general. I don't know. I think there's some issues as far as the passing offense goes. So, I mean, if you want a perfect offense, you have to have everybody healthy. You have to have Goddard. Smitty, AJ. If one or two of those guys are out, it's going to be rough, especially if you're going against a better defense in the league here. And we saw that a little bit in this game. They got going in the second and third quarter here and there, but then they would start faltering when they would have to pass a little bit more. And that's really where my issues lie with this team as of right now. Other than that, I mean, defense is good. The running offense is great when we're able to get it going, but that passing offense, it looks very lackadaisical compared to have, like, with all the talent we have, it should not look like this at all.
And that's why all three of them have been hurt: Smitty, AJ, and Goddard.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can try to get a wide receiver 3 in the draft next year. You definitely got to get a tight end at this point with Goddard.
The truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter if you go get another wide receiver. He ain't gonna throw to him.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. I mean, depending on how the offense looks and everything and what they want to do, but I understand you have weapons, you want to use them, but to only just use those weapons, it's going to be harder on you. Like we mentioned, like, people getting hurt the more you utilize them. You have to spread the ball around a little bit more. Exactly what we were the game plan in 2022. We were going to so many different options in that season. Obviously, we didn't have Saquon, but I mean, he was spreading the ball around a lot more, and they were more productive as far as a passing offense goes.
Key, what you got?
The perks of going last, because everybody said everything. I mean, the reason why Jalen always getting criticized so much is, everybody's saying, oh, he can't throw the deep ball. Oh, he can't do this. Oh, he can't do that. Well, he only throws to like 3 people. So I guess that's where that comes in at. Oh, he can't throw. Well, you see, he can throw the deep ball to Smitty. So we clearly see he can throw. There's defense. There's times where they say he can't read defenses. If he stands there in the pocket and the Ravens game, he sat there. He looked at his first progression, which was AJ, didn't see anything. He looked back and saw another progression, didn't see it, and that's when he took off. Like, I need to see more of the pocket presence, I guess, before he just starts to take off running. Make sure you run forward, not backwards. Before he decides to tuck it and run. Again, spread the ball around. We're gonna have maybe if Smitty comes back, maybe he will spread the ball. I don't know. You just gotta give somebody else a chance. Whether it's CJ, you can't just have all the big body tight ends just block. So I mean, yeah, like you said, the wide receiver shouldn't be blocking. That's how Smitty had got hurt that one year. I think it was last year on a wide receiver screen because he wanted to block. So use your big beefy guys for blocking and have your wide receivers go catch something. Defense, I don't have nothing to really say about the defense. Maybe that first half they let Lamar drive down the field. Mark Andrews got that catch. I don't know how he caught that, but that was a nice catch. And then that was really it after that. Tucker missed field goals. We started to break down the offensive line because they did have Saquon in check for a little bit, and then we just needed that one, and that was it. So we can't always start slow again because we get deeper in the playoffs. We got to jump on points early. So I know we're a second half team, but it may not always be in our favor. So need to start the game, start to finish, first quarter, get points. I would love to see Jalen spread the ball around that somebody that's not Brown, Smith, Goddard. Maybe Kellen Moore put that in his playbook. Let's see.
Well, I will say this though, Hurts went through like 19 times.
Yeah.
I think the big thing is you want to get a couple of big plays in those throws, but at the same time, you got to hit who's ever open, right? And defense, I thought, has been doing a real good job. Nakobe Dean's been getting some grief. There is somebody in our chat who is talking about, I don't know about Nakobe Dean. Well, I can tell you, I know about Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean's a top 20 tackler in the NFL. Okay, he's missed some tackles, but this man has saved the game for us this year. This man has like 3 sacks from the linebacker position. He's been using coverage a little bit. He's getting better at that. We can't ask for anything more. Size-wise, yeah, he may not be the prototypical size, but again, you have a coordinator that says, this is what you're good at. This is what you do well. This is what I'm going to have you do. And then every once in a while, we'll have you do something outside of the ordinary that we've been working on at practice and that we've been working on after practice. That's how you make a player better. Vic Fangio's doing that. Last couple of guys, I don't think had the knowledge, intestinal fortitude, or the understanding to do that. But I do believe that Vic Fangio does. I've been on the Fangio bandwagon since he was hired. Everyone hasn't been, but you have to look at what someone's done in other places, right? There hasn't been a place Vic Fangio went, the defense didn't get a lot better. Now, sometimes they ain't like him because he's old school. He's not going to kiss your butt. He's going to yell at you. He's going to call you out. He's going to be old school, a little disrespectful at times. Sometimes it's what you need, especially a young defense. And that's what we got, especially now. All right, y'all. Let's hit this first commercial break. We're going to hit back. Got some more to talk about. Eagles Elite Podcast. Get it.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts. Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your Commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern, 10:05 a.m. Central on the Sotoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool. Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We're going to see about Cup. And running back Kerryon Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sotoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
All right, good people, we are back. And as Wyatt said in the chat earlier, it's that time of year, y'all. 10 wins. We go in the week of 14. Playoff clinching scenarios. So Wyatt, I know you put them in the chat earlier. Do you happen to have that where you get to it?
Yeah. 1 second here.
So Wyatt, talk to us about our scenarios.
Yeah, so
this
the
Sunday.
first scenario is, of course, Philadelphia wins. You have to have an Atlanta loss or a tie and a Seahawks-Arizona tie. Kind of unlikely when you out here banking on ties. At this point, you very rarely get those.
Yeah,
the most likely option that I would say is number 2 here. Of course, Philly wins, Atlanta loses, Arizona loses, and the Rams lose. And Atlanta, I believe they play the Vikings, Arizona plays the Seahawks, and the Rams play the Bills, I believe. So that's kind of likely. That's looking good as long as the Eagles can win.
Yeah.
Could possibly, depending on what happens to the Lions on Thursday night, get the number 1 spot in the NFC and also get the playoffs clinched at that point. That would be a perfect Sunday, in my opinion. Number 3, of course, Philly wins. You have Atlanta loss or a tie, Arizona loss, and a Detroit win or a tie. At that point, that could also happen.
That could happen, but do we really want Detroit to win? You know what I'm saying?
No. Absolutely not. Fourth option is Philly wins, Tampa Bay loss or a tie, and then a Seattle Arizona tie. Number 5 is a Philly win, Tampa Bay loss, Arizona loss, and a Rams loss. Tampa Bay plays the Raiders. So I believe Baker Mayfield fully practiced today. I don't know if Mike Evans is going to be out there. He didn't practice from what I saw. So
yeah, Baker should light them up.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Raiders. I think they only have 2 wins on the season. They're not looking really, really good at all.
They're who I thought the Panthers were. Like, they're that bad.
Yeah, for real. The other one is the Tampa Bay loss, a tie, Arizona loss, and a Detroit winner, a tie. And the next 7, 8, 9, and 10 all bank off of if we tie, though. So I don't know if you want to go through those or not.
They sound like poopy scenarios right now. Like when you get close, like towards the end, they like cut and dry. They gotta win. They gotta win.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
there's so many options right now.
Yeah, because the thing is, this is just to get in the playoffs. So this is not to be a top seed or to to clinch anything.
Nothing's being locked in as far as seeding goes.
Yeah. So this is just to get in. This is just to basically say they're in the playoffs. Then you're gonna have to, your obviously to win a division is not that hard. You just got to be better than the other 3 teams. But then you have your seeding 1 through 4, clinching the top seed, second seed, whatever. So step 1 is getting the playoffs. So possibilities at least this week for us to do step 1.
Yeah.
Right. And
a couple good
I don't know about
possibilities.
y'all. Well, when I start hearing the Eagles got a chance to clinch the playoffs with a win and a couple of things happen.
Playoffs.
No, I know we're doing some things. Hey, since y'all is going that route, right? There is a team in the NFC East. There is a team that definitely feels this way. There's really 2, but one is in denial. But there's a team that knows this, and there's another team that don't know this. They better figure it out. When you start talking about playoffs, this is what they should be saying.
What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
My favorite part, he's like, huh, what's that?
That's what McCarthy said to Parsons when he said that.
And that's what the mayor said to the whole Giants organization. Playoffs.
You kidding
right.
me?
When he said we coming, y'all coming where? Oh, y'all coming back to Dallas? Oh, okay. That's the only place y'all going.
Y'all beat Drew Lock.
It's not even Dallas, it's Arlington. Right.
You need to chill.
They got to upset when the Commanders overlooked you. You got to upset when, and then you beat a team that everybody knew you were going to beat. Even the Giants fans knew they were going to lose.
And struggled for the first half to beat them. But y'all coming. Okay.
Man,
all right. Y'all
third string QB.
Y'all going right there to Arlington. Where y'all coming to?
But they will be. They will be. Definitely agree with that. So any thoughts on the playoff clinching scenarios?
We'll clinch eventually.
Yeah, I mean, whether if the one happened, I think the one's more likely with Atlanta losing and what was it, the Arizona and the Rams losing. I mean, you can clinch if Detroit wins that one game. I mean, it doesn't lock them into the 1 seed or anything. They still have a tough schedule through the last couple 4 weeks of the season. So yeah, I mean, it would be better to do it now than later. But even if it doesn't happen, there's still some more opportunities to get that 1 seed.
Yeah, lose a couple times.
It just feels better going to the playoffs this year than last year. How much better?
Yeah, we not as stressed because that was I tell people they was like, "How are you stressed? Your team is 10-1." What?
That was a false 10-1. We knew it.
Yeah, very false.
Terrible.
That was the football guy
right here. Check our resume. We got the proof. We was telling y'all that last year.
You're saying it the whole season.
Yeah, we're not saying
something ain't right.
We're not saying it this year. We feel better about it this year. We don't feel like a big collapse is coming.
Right.
As long as everybody stay healthy. All right. Question, y'all. We're just gonna do this discussion style. We ain't gonna make it this person talk, that person talk. For this, we're just gonna go discussion style, right? Are the Eagles a title contender? First part of the question.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
100%.
Yep.
I would agree. So with that, second part, what could stop us from winning the Vince Lombardi Trophy again this season?
Nick and ourselves.
That darn offense, honey.
But both of them said both of them said.
And Jalen Hurts holding on to that ball and running backwards in the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing that could hurt us. This is offensive related because offense is completely. I agree, Diva. Offense is definitely where you look at it and be like. But I think the lack of spreading the ball could be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it won't be the same, but let's say, and I don't want this, but let's say a certain player that wasn't on our team last year and has been an MVP candidate were to get hurt and have to miss a game or two or whatever, right? I think we've got 2 running backs that could fill in. They wouldn't be as good as him, but I think they could get yards and move the ball on. Like we wouldn't be getting 6-7 yards carry. We wouldn't be asking them to carry the game, but I think they could mix up the game plan enough and still keep us in a similar run versus pass dynamic that we have now. The problem is that were to happen, the lack of spreading the ball around then becomes a bigger issue. So I think health of our key players on the offensive side of the ball is very pertinent to any type of run we want to have. Scheming and play calling is very important. I mean, to make a long story short, the offense and play calling, like Key and Diva said, those are the things that will hurt us. Jalen, just be a high-end game manager, bro. Don't even worry about it. Just be a high-end game manager. If the play not there, get the yards you can on the ground, slide, run out of bounds. If the throws are there, make them. If you get 2 reads, if the ball ain't there, just run. You know what I'm saying?
Check down, take the flat, something.
Yeah. You're not going to do that. If everything is going to be trying to get 15, 20, 25, 30 yards to play, and you have to run. I mean, I know people
that's Nick. He likes to throw the deep, like he always wants to throw the home run joint.
That's Nick. But that's a lot of Nick too, because that's Nick. Go ahead, Diva.
That is Nick, but Jalen is the driver of the team. Nick and Kellen Moore are just on the sideline. You're in front of that defense. You're the one that has to get sacked and possibly get hurt and everything else. Like you got to, if what they're calling is not making sense, you are smart. Everybody always said Jalen had the highest football IQ since he was young. That means your IQ was smart enough for you to make good plays and say, okay, this is not working. I'm looking at the defense. Let me switch this up. Or let me go here, or let me go there, or let me look at AJ and then throw it to oh boy, like, and not just look at AJ, throw it to AJ. Like, that's what Peyton Manning and all of them would do. Like you can't let them know who you're going to, where you're going to, when you're gonna do it. You just gotta do it. And that's what he's not doing. And then the problem is he'll hesitate and then he'll take off and run. And then, like you saw a couple plays that got sacked. Like, don't hesitate. If it's not there, just go. If it's not there and you can't go, throw the ball away. But trying to force plays and trying to wait for somebody to get open and you don't know how to maneuver the pocket like you should, right? You got to get better at that, man.
There's so many times where he thinks about going and he's like juking himself in the pocket and he's like, dude, just take off and run. You're sitting here thinking about it too long. Just run.
Then you get sacked and thrown to the ground.
Exactly. But yeah, it's just situational play calling too. Like in the Ravens game, there was multiple third down, and I think it was like 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7. The one they threw it short of the sticks by like 3 yards to Britton Covey, who was double covered at that point. So it was like, what was the whole point of that play? Like, what were you doing? And then I think it was the next drive or the drive after, it was like 3rd and long. And then you bomb it to AJ. It was like, just get the first down. What are we doing here? Like, he was open if he was able to hit him, but that's not the point. Like, you should be trying to get that first down at that point. Like, there's times where you can take these shots, but it just seems like there's just no consistency as far as the offense. And then they'll have a couple drives where it's like, okay, they're figuring it out a little bit, and then they'll just lose all that momentum on one of the next drives. It's just so weird. They're so hot and cold throughout these games.
And that's what you call Katy Perry syndrome.
Straight up, though.
I mean, you know, you can't use the middle of the field. You know, it is there to be used. You know, if you ever think about you want to use it, it's there. You know, I'm just saying.
Throw garbage on the
I don't want to use it.
I mean, if I get if you don't want to throw like Smitty up the middle because then he'll get smashed. But AJ, they did a slant last week, not the Ravens game. They went the Rams game. I was like, oh, they do slants.
Jahan
Utilize
Dotson,
tight ends or Dotson, yeah.
I mean, boy was a stud in Washington. You come to Philadelphia, and it's just like, boy, it's just non-existent.
It seems like, I don't know if it's just a Jalen thing. Maybe he doesn't want to throw in the middle because it's the same thing as soon as you get to the red zone. They don't want to throw to the end zone or in the middle of the end zone.
They don't. Like, I think it was one play that Smitty caught and then barely caught it, but caught it. And that was, I think that was the middle of the end zone.
Last time they did that was the interception in the Dallas game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But gotta fight for that ball too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but those are the type of things you're going to have to do, though. You can't just, because it just grows predictable at that point. You keep throwing it to the outside.
Jahan Dotson was open. Or Wilson, one of them were open, and he threw it to Goddard. Like, he had multiple people that were open. Like,
yeah. And that's another thing with just him holding onto the ball too long or just waiting a second or two too long to throw the ball to whoever he's throwing it to.
He's not scanning the field.
I still think there's a bit of Sirianni influence that's got to be shaken out of there. You know, a lot of people say, oh, y'all was talking trash about Sirianni. What about now? Like LaShawn McCoy. And McCoy, let me tell you something, bro. Great player. But analyzing the game, you looking through Kelly Green glasses. You're not seeing the truth. You're not.
Bro, what you even talking about? Because if he was on a team, he would not be using you. You'd be out there looking like Swift. Okay, my boy.
Not like Swift. You got to understand, like, when you look at this team, Sirianni's been there the whole time. Jalen Hurts has been there. So that's an ear that he's always had. Somebody's always been in his ear. So, like, hey, you should be doing this. You should be doing that, right? You have coordinators come and go. Head coaches outlasted all of them. So I think there's a bit of that there, like, oh, this is what I want you to do, Jalen. This is what I think you should be doing. Mm-hmm. And as the head coach, you got to kind of listen to what your quarterback, you want to listen to what your head coach tells you. Especially a guy like Jalen. I think Kellen Moore said it before. He doesn't seem like a guy that's really going to be like, hey, you leave this offense alone. I think he's kind of like, well, let's do more of what I want to do, and I'll let you throw some of your stuff in. And I think we're seeing more of that, and I'm okay with that. But the philosophy is where the problem is, the offensive philosophy. The offensive philosophy seems to be try to get the big play, run the ball. That's cool at times. When you're playing teams that are getting to you, you're playing teams that understand what you don't do well, you got to be able to switch it up. Jalen, this part I feel like is completely you. You're the one scanning that field. Pre-snap, You're scanning that field. You're saying based on what the lineups, based on how they're moving, these guys are probably going to be open. Take them reads. Doesn't matter who it is. If they're not there, go. That's what Mahomes does. That's what Josh Allen does. Your best quarterbacks don't stand back there 5 to 10 seconds and scan the whole field.
Nope.
You can sit here in fans and sports groups all the time talk about, you got to scan the field better. You don't have time for that with the athletes in today's NFL. You have to decide where you're going to go and go there. And if your quarterback is blessed to have the ability to be mobile, after them 2 reads, you got to go. If you're not mobile, after them 2 reads, you got to be willing to move around, reset, and throw. That's what the NFL is now.
Hey, stop.
Hurt's problem is he's not finishing. You don't see those 2 routes. You got to go. If you see that deep route's going to take too long and the play's not going to be there, you got to go in that big open area.
Go on.
That's what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. That's what we're not doing well right now, in my opinion.
I mean, I just think I see the difference between when Steichen was like, you know what I'm saying, when he was in head of the football team, especially the offense. Jalen looked so much better. Like he, threw the ball better.
Look, I bring back the RPO if that's the case.
Man, we use it, but we don't use it enough. But still, he doesn't. It's times where he doesn't look comfortable, and that's when he's rolling around, rolling backwards in the pocket, holding the ball too long. Like it's certain plays they call for him that he is not comfortable with doing. And I never saw that too much when Steichen was the main one running the offense. Like he knew how to use Jalen, where to put him, what plays to call for him, and Jalen was comfortable. And so you didn't see him rolling back in the pocket 10 or 15 yards or holding on to the ball like he was Nick Foles, or you really didn't see none of that like you see now. So it's a difference. And of course, Kellen Moore is not going to be like, oh, well, this is my offense. Steichen, of course, he had lip. So
Nick still has his hands on offense. And that's why we see good drives, really good drives, and then we see some drives where we're like, what in the world is this? Because you have what do I always say? Like it's quarterbacks. They say if you got 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterback. You got 2 play callers, you don't have a play caller. And I think that's what the problem is offensively.
Conflicting ideology.
Because it's not the same ideology for both of them. We're not doing what Kellen Moore wants to do, and Nick's just sprinkling in a little bit. We're not doing what Nick's wants to do, and Kellen Moore sprinkling in a little bit. We've got 2 different ideologies, both button heads on play calls. And until Sirianni says, let me step back and let Kellen Moore do what I brought him here to do, because I wanted him to come, we're always going to see the offense and be like, but that's not anything that can be fixed by anybody besides Nick Sirianni or his boss. Kellen Moore can't fix that.
Sirianni ain't gonna pull himself away. Yeah, his boss, because Sirianni ain't gonna pull himself away from it.
I'm just saying it can't be fixed by Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore can't go say, you're not coming in the offensive playroom and I'll make play calls anymore, because he's not that kind of guy.
No.
So it's got to come from above. So I think that's really the main problem.
Yeah, because he ain't gonna go over there and mess with Vic. Vic gonna put him in his place. Take yo, then go sit down.
Yeah, he goes and tells Vic, "Oh, you do this." Vic, like, man, if you don't sit your corny butt down with them tight pants on, take your white pants off and go coach the team. Go coach the offense.
You know how long I've been coaching football.
Right.
Sit down. You might learn something.
You my grandson age. Shut up. All right. We're gonna take another commercial break, y'all, and we'll be back. Wrap up talking about them Panthers that we play on Sunday. Game can't be in Charlotte, so me and Diva can go. You got to be in Philly. We ain't gonna talk about that though. We might. We ain't gonna talk about it, but we might.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying, but this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
All right, good people. Back in the building. It's time. Important part of the game every week is when we start talking about who we playing. Right? Because we can say what we want, but at the end of the day, these are NFL teams. We got to go out and beat them. We've seen throughout this season, especially, a lot of teams that you thought, oh, ain't no way they're going to lose this game. Just happened to the Commanders the other week with the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? So many other examples this season. Them Panthers coming to Philly. I don't understand why Philly's not coming to Charlotte so me and David can go see this game. You know what I'm saying?
I think they played in Charlotte last time you played them. They was in Charlotte.
Man, Key, that was like 2018, something like that.
And that was a while ago. That been so long ago, I ain't even had no gray hair.
I think Carson Wentz was playing when they came.
Oh, damn. Carson Wentz. Yeah,
it's been a minute, though, since actually been in Charlotte. But, I mean, I get it, but Key's spoiled because she right there. You know what I'm saying?
Her
I live 10, 15 minutes from the link.
Yeah, so, you know, she's spoiled.
She's way closer than I am.
We're going to have to go, Diva, we're going to have to go crash Key house and get her to cook us some food when we come up there.
I got a couch, air mattress. Look, we come on.
Yep. We're going.
Don't be offering that because we'll show up.
Michelle will
take up on it.
The doorbell. People like, who was that? What?
Oh yeah, but so yeah, we got the Eagles and Panthers. Diva, you right here by the Panthers with me. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
I'm a little closer to you, but we still
passed
pretty
the stadium when I was there 2 years and had the reunion a couple years ago.
I pass the stadium every day almost. Yes. Every time I look, I'm like garbage.
Right.
But
this could be a trap game, y'all.
Like tickets probably would have been like $20.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, me and my boys were talking like we might just go to a Panthers game this year just so we can go to an NFL game. You know what I'm saying? We probably got some $30 tickets at the top. Ain't gonna be nobody there by halftime. We can move down. You know what I'm saying?
I would just go just for the heck of it. Shoot.
I mean, the Sixers selling their tickets for $10. So I mean, Carolina
Look,
probably.
we're not even gonna talk about them Sixers.
I'm sorry, talking about basketball. The Tar Heel tickets, they should be paying you to come to the games.
Listen. And Carolina Panthers should too. I mean, they had a decent game on Sunday, but they should be paying people to come to that game in that stadium. You hear me? To deal with that traffic.
To cover your parking and traffic, just to come and fill the game. And they should give you a shirt at the door and say, "Please wear this and pretend to be a Panthers fan this week."
Yep, and everything you buy in there should be half price, food and all. Okay, even the gear. The gear should be marked down low. All right. But no, for real, this probably could be a trap game. Like if we don't play like we supposed to, this could be a trap game.
I agree.
I guess Bryce has finally found his mojo. He said, "F what y'all talking about? I'm not trash. I'm not trash." Yeah, he made Baker Mayfield and put some work in last week. I mean, like at the last. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this could be a trap. Don't go in there thinking, oh, it's the Panthers, and we can defense could lay back, because I was mad at that play with Lamar Jackson when they let that boy do all that run around the field, and then he ran all the way. Like, come on, y'all. Like, we still playing the game still going. Like, we could have kept them at 12. You know what I'm talking about? So don't do that. Please don't do that this week. Don't go in there and be lackadaisical. I think because it's the Carolina Panthers and have Bryce Young out there looking like dang on mini Cam Newton. No, please don't. Okay. Play this game like they are good. Like Cam Newton on the field. Go after Bryce. Bryce is short. So make that man he better be, listen, that D better be ferocious on Bryce. Offense, this is your chance. This is your chance to get it going.
Straight. Yeah.
Straight. I mean, first time we touched that ball, I won't touchdown, but I'll say what my brother say, field goal, something.
Look, I'll take a safety.
10 times, Beaver wants 70 points.
I do, man. Because listen, it ain't no reason why we can't do it. That's how I feel. This year ain't a reason why we can't do it. You hear me? I miss them games where the Eagles used to score 40 and 50 points, and you got Dallas, you got Detroit out there. Well, they ain't doing it no more, but they was. So we can do it. They ain't doing it no more. But yeah, just play smart. And the offense, this is your chance to really get the offense going in the first quarter. Okay. All right. That's my thought. Defense, y'all know what y'all doing. So,
what you got, Keith?
I mean, I was talking about Saquon and a rushing record earlier today on my show, and and I was like, well, you only need 608 yards if you want to break. I'll say 609 because that'll be 2506. And I'm just like, I don't think he'll do it because when it gets closer to the end, we won't see him.
Well,
if he knows he's close, I think he would still want to try to get it. But I don't think we should. We're not going to see him past probably like third quarter, depending on how far we up. But again, I'm not taking the Panthers lightly because trap games, they don't got nothing to play for. They just out there, and I feel like Bryce Young, him getting benched, he got that confidence back. Adam Thielen got in his ear, was like, "Yo, you can do this." So I mean, and I was pulling for Bryce, like he got an owner who didn't want him. Like, how are you supposed to go in and play like that? Like, oh, this organization the owner didn't even want me. My coach didn't even want me at the time.
Well, just to clarify, the owner is the only one that did want him.
No, I thought he wanted CJ.
Nah.
Tepper
wanted him. That's how they got him. Tepper wanted him. Nobody else wanted him.
Oh, right. That's right. Frank wanted CJ. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but we should ball out all four quarters. Again, I'm not taking nobody lightly, but the Panthers, they should be, mud hole stompable. But I don't. That's not gonna happen. But if it does, then this is the time where we need to take advantage of starting early. Get everybody involved this game. Everybody should eat this game. But
He
I know the defense will.
She said mud
Poor
holes.
Bryce Young ain't gonna have no chance. You see Jaden Carter, Big Jordan come through, Nolan, Zach gonna come through. He gonna be like, oh no. Remember Geno Smith saw Aaron Donald coming. You heard him. He said, oh my God. That's what Bryce gonna be saying. Like they caught that on audio. That was funny. He was like, oh my God. So I mean,
yeah, that was funny.
That's poor Bryce. I feel bad defensive wise, but we should be able to win this game convincingly.
should be by a margin, but we'll see. By a huge margin.
But I still any FanDuel bets like these games I stay away from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true that. Wyatt, what you got?
Yeah, I mean the Panthers seems like they've kind of hit their stride over the past couple of weeks as far as consistency. It seems like they're finally kind of developing something. Maybe it's just because they don't have anything to play for, so they're just out here trying to ruin people's seasons at this point. But I mean the defense, they should just be continuing exactly what we've seen over these past 8 games or so. I know we probably won't have Reed Blankenship out there, so I'm assuming they'll have like McCollum or Sidney Brown or someone out there. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. I think the biggest factor is just going to be our defensive line and how fast they can get through their offensive line, get to Bryce. I think as long as they're able to make him uncomfortable, should be an easy day. Because I feel like once you start making him uncomfortable, then he's going to be missing those throws, those easy throws that he should have. He's going to try to run a little bit more, try to contain him. But I think exactly what Diva said. I think this could be a get-right game for the offense, possibly. Like, this is a good opportunity. You're playing against a really bad defense, one of the worst run defenses in the league. So Saquon should be having a really good day. Hopefully, offense able to put up some points, maybe have these guys sitting in the end of the third quarter throughout the fourth quarter like we did a couple games here this season. That would be the biggest thing, especially with a game against Pittsburgh next week, who has a really good defense. So, I mean, I'm just looking for the offense to kind of develop some momentum, figure it out a little bit, score some points. Hopefully, I don't care, get a field goal on the first drive if you have to, get some sort of points. We need to develop some sort of momentum, throw across the middle of the field. Like, you're playing against a bad enough defense, you can possibly try to experiment, do some different things here and there. I'm not saying go all wild, do some crazy like trick plays or anything, but do some stuff that maybe you wouldn't normally do against like a really good team. Try some different things out if you have to, see if they work. But I mean, the defense, I'm not really as concerned about just because we have a lot of consistency there. I trust Vic. It's more so the offense. Like, how many points can we put up? Are we going to be able to, are we going to have 3 and outs? Because we shouldn't have any 3 and outs going against this Panthers defense the way they are. So I'm going to be looking at that. Hopefully Jalen looks a little bit more comfortable in the pocket and not holding on to the ball a little bit longer. I don't know. This is a good game to start working on some of them fundamentals and some of the issues that you were having looking back over these past couple games here.
What's interesting is the one team that should hate to play the Panthers is the Eagles. You know why? The dang on 76ers and that dang on Tyrese Maxey stole that boy girlfriend. So if there's a city he come to, and he was trying to light up, it's gonna be against us thanks to that doggone Tyrese Maxey.
Mm-hmm. He did steal that boy girl.
Yeah, I think he gonna come through Philly and be like, "Oh, this Philly. It's where that dude at who gonna take my babe and be at the game with her." You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like,
I hope and pray Maxine. Oh God,
Maxie's gonna be at the game and he's gonna be like,
I gotta see what the Sixers schedule is on Sunday.
Lord, I hope he's gonna be at that game. Make that boy mad, man. Don't bring that girl. Don't be at that game.
Boy might come out there and have a career game against us.
Just because y'all bet not
be in the wrong city. But
y'all better not come to that game.
They in Chicago.
Okay, good.
On Sunday.
But that aside, I think good chance to win. Like Diva said, it is a trap game. These are the type of games if we want to be Super Bowl champs, and we want to compete for that, because ain't nobody guaranteeing nobody gonna win no Super Bowl. Like people like, oh, you trying to say the Eagles gonna win the Super Bowl? No, I'm saying we contenders. If you're contenders, you got a chance. If we're going to extend that and do what we're supposed to do with that, then one of the things that we have to do is we got to win these games that you should win. This is a game we should win, right? People say, oh, you should beat them by 30. Like, come on, man. That's not NFL football. You don't beat teams like that. But we should win this game. And we should be able to take our starters out, like I said, sometime in the third, early fourth quarter. Let those guys get some rest. They should be able to do their thing, get out of their yards and points early. Defensively, we've got to watch out. Leggett, Thielen. They got a couple of guys at tight end who can catch a ball if you throw it to them. A couple of them, not a whole lot of them, but a couple of them they catch if you throw it to them. Hubbard's been going the ground. Hubbard will cough the ball up. He coughed it up last week. He will cough it up, and we do like to poke it out. So you know what I'm saying. He could get poked. No did he? But he could get poked. No did he? So
you just gotta get on
like
it.
that can happen. Yeah. So you gotta get on it when it comes. Last week we had some opportunities of fumbles that we let get by. We had a chance to stretch the game out, but then on our side, we messed around, fumbled the ball. So they had some opportunities to get some balls that they didn't get to because of the way we were playing. So we just got to make sure we go into this game, we focus, we're doing what we're supposed to do. Crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's. Jalen, you got to get into the habit of looking around the field, being comfortable with everyone who's out there because that's your job, bro. You are a captain because you're the quarterback. Whether you got a C on your chest or not, you're the quarterback. They can't make plays. They can't do their job except for block without you giving them the ball. You got to give them the opportunities. Let the guys go out there, and if they can't get it done, then they'll be gone. But you got to be the one to give them the opportunity to get it done. There ain't really too much more I need to say. Just get a job done. Key, thank you for coming on with us. You at this point, you're a part of the show. You know what I'm saying? Don't be disappearing on us when you get stuff back. Don't be disappearing on us.
Right.
You locked in for the rest of the season now, partner.
Yeah. Locked in.
Yeah.
You done been here about 5. You've been here about 6 out of 7 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, you locked in now. You locked in now.
Yep.
We've been trying to get you. You locked in now. But yeah, man, Wyatt, Diva, always a good, fun time doing the show with y'all. We don't always agree, and we shouldn't, because we don't share one mind. Everybody watching, everybody listening, 502 Angel Radio. Appreciate everybody from there. If you listen to this anywhere besides, of course, youtube.com. Go up in that search bar and put in Eagles Elite Podcast. Make sure you go and like, share, and subscribe from there as well. Y'all know we'll be back next week. Another winning Wednesday. Hopefully next week will be another winning Wednesday. But, like they always say, you got to play the game. On paper, it looks like a blowout, 30, 40 points. But you got to play the game. Oh, and by the way, the Eagles have won 8 games in a row. Woo! I don't think y'all heard me. 10-2. Woo! And everybody who talked trash on the Eagles, everybody who was down on us, everybody who been hating on the squad, this is what I got for y'all.
And if you're not down with that, Philly's got 2 words for you.
And if I remember correctly, we're now 10-2, which means that we are second overall and number 1 in the NFC East. And we all know what Macho Man said.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
And it did. We the cream, in case y'all wonder. And Carolina Panthers. I got a little love for y'all. I'm in the city. I'm happy y'all win a couple of games. Because then everything on sports radio ain't gloom and doom. But guess what? Next week, I want y'all sad. I want y'all talking about how your team's terrible. You need a new owner. You need a new coach. You need a new mascot. You need a whole new team and all that. So I want you to remember this when you're thinking about this game and preparing for the rest of the week. Taking your hard-earned money to go to Philly and get beat down. Make sure you get you a good cheesesteak before you get beat down after, before you leave. But remember this. And with that being said, any last words from my fellow Eagles Elite Terps? No?
Go Birds. I'm rooting for them Packers tomorrow night against Detroit.
Oh, I used to have the cheese head. I threw it away when I moved, because I sure enough would have been wearing that joint tomorrow.
Yeah, Green Bay. You got one job. I don't know if you can do it, but you got one job. So, like that.
Come on now, help us out.
Come on, Love Boat. Let's go.
Not Love Boat. So
the Love Boat.
that's crazy work. That is crazy work. Make sure you tell 4 of your friends or people who you think might be your friends, and 4 people who may not like you. Just because they don't like you does not mean they won't like us, because I think they will like us. And the last thing, I'm switching up this week, y'all. We're in the holiday season. So you have family members, friends, loved ones that are missing significant members of their family, parents, children, spouses, siblings. Make sure you check on them, because a lot of people are going through a difficult time and they don't say anything to anybody, but somebody's checking in on them, just making sure they're okay, send them a little funny meme a day, chat with them a little bit. That goes a long way in helping people with their mental health. And this is a season where a lot of people do things that are irrational, is all I'm gonna say. I'm not going to detail and say some things that are rational. So reach out to your people, right? Just reach out. It's better to have a 5-10 minute conversation than to have to put on a black suit or a black dress and go say goodbye. With that being said, we are out for the week. Sorry we ended on a little gloomy note, but hey, it's real out here in the field. See y'all next week.